Hi, this is Dr. Cook. I want to take a few moments to talk about the final project for this course. As you know, this is really the keystone or the capstone project for the Associate of Sciences degree. And so you will be researching a topic of your choice, and the ultimate goal and project is to produce what we call a recommendation report. However, this is a research-based report in which you will also conduct some research. So I'm just going to run you through the basic elements of this. As we go throughout the course, you will see that the various sections will be completed at different times, and by the time we get to about week 13 or 14, you will be ready to put together the whole paper. But I just want you to have sort of an overview now of what it is exactly that you're looking at. So in this case, this is an example from a former student who talked about establishing conservation methods regarding sea turtle nesting. And so what you will be doing, again, is you will have to come up with some recommendations. But to get to the point of recommendations, you have to do some research. It's really important to keep in mind now, do not have any recommendations or solutions in your head in the beginning. These can only come out of the research. So the problem that some people have is they already come up with this idea and they know how they're going to fix it. But that's not the purpose of research. Research is trying to figure out what has been done and what are various options in order to fix a problem. So some of the parts you will see later, you have to write a little abstract, and the abstract is approximately 250 to 300 maximum number of words. It really does talk about the whole paper itself. You will see, usually, I think around week 12 or 13 is when you'll be doing the abstract. The abstract really is after the entire paper pretty much has been written. You will then create a table of contents. So we can just look at the table of contents now to see the various sections. The introduction is what you're going to be doing early on, and that is actually the problem statement. In other words, what is it that you're going to look at and try to find some kind of solution for? We have secondary research that will become what we call the literature review. You're going to look at 6 to 8 sources, and you're going to see what has been written about that topic already. The primary research is your own research. You will conduct a survey or an interview, or you'll have an observation, but you need to collect data as well, which will help inform where you're going in terms of the recommendation you're going to make at the end. We have then, next section is conclusion, then summary of the findings, interpretation of the results, explanation of research, recommendations. This is the very most important part of the paper, recommendations, immediate and long-term. Then you have a reference, and then we have the planning memo, research tool, and consent form. These are all various sections that you will be doing throughout the whole paper. This is, again, the introduction, which is the problem statement. Then we have a section on the research methods. The secondary research, this is the literature review. It's pretty much a paper based on the literature that you found. In other words, you're going to look and see what is written about the topic, and you're going to compile that as one source of research. You have to have some graphs. Now, this is graphs from the secondary research. I would prefer that you have actually graphs from your own primary research. Now, here are the results of the primary research. So you'll report what you found when you conducted your survey. In this case, it was an interview. And you're going to write that up. The conclusion, and then basically a summary of the major findings. What is it that you found? Interpretation. So what do these findings tell you? How can you interpret these results? Explanation of the research. Then you have your recommendations, which is the key point of a recommendation report. You'll have your reference list. And then you have the various appendices. A planning memo, then the actual interview protocol or your survey. And then, of course, if you're going to collect data, you have to have a copy of your consent forms. So that's really just an overview of the entire project, of the entire paper. So it seems very long, but you'll be doing them in various stages. And so I've outlined under the link the different stages and when the different parts are due. So I hope this sort of clarifies the project for you. Keep in mind the stages and the steps. Keep looking at that and keep that in mind so that you're not putting it off. And I have reminders throughout the course. And each of these parts, I will be teaching you how to do that. So you're not just going to be writing one big paper. I will be walking you through all the various steps. So I hope this helps you and look forward to the course.